clue to my story. So, everybody, sit straight, posture straight, look at me, wear your smiles, and remember, listen to the song, do the actions with me, and then you have to type out in the chat what do you think is the story going to be today. Following which, I read your answers and then I'm going to share the story with you. It's an interesting story and I'm sure you love it, and we all have gone through this phase during the pandemic. Oops, I don't want to give too much. Well, it's for you to guess. So sit straight, leave whatever you're doing. One, two, three, all eyes on me. And here I'm sharing the sound with you first.
Welcome to our salon, it's fun to get your hair cut. So nice to meet you, baby John. Let's get a haircut. You can climb up on the chair, you'll be up so high. Then we'll spin you round and round. Let's get a haircut. Baby shark doo 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 doo. Baby shark doo 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 doo. Baby shark doo 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 doo. Baby shark. Rockin' shark doo 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 doo. Rockin' shark doo 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 doo. Rockin' shark doo 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 doo. Rockin' shark. Is this your first haircut, buddy? Oh, the first haircut is something very special and fun. See my scissors and my comb, we used to do a haircut. I wet your hair and water will spray when you get your haircut. You don't need to be afraid, you can even help. You can hold the water spray when you get your haircut. So many hairdos. Long and short, do 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 do. Curly, straight, do 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 do. Spiky, do 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 do. Crazy hair, crazy hair, do 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 do. Crazy hair, do 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 do. Crazy hair, do 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 do. Crazy hair. Okay, buddy, are you all set to get your hair cut? Are you ready, baby John? It's time to get your hair cut. You can choose your favorite chair when you get your hair cut. We do a lot of things, you'll be looking great. You can watch me as I work when you get your hair cut. Funny hair do 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 do. Funny hair do 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 do. Funny hair do 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 do. Funny hair. Have no fear do 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 do. Have no fear do 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 do. Have no fear do 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 do. Have no fear. Now, are you ready for your haircut, buddy? You can.
All right. So, boys and girls, you've listened to the song. And now you can type down in the chat box what you think is my story going to be today. I'm waiting for your answers. Very good. Keep sending them in. Yes. Oh boy, most of you are getting it right. Aha, very nice. Very good. Excellent. Yes, you've guessed it. It is about getting a haircut. I'm sure some of us love getting a hairdo, a haircut done. Some of us don't like it at all. But if you had to get a haircut in the pandemic, which is now, what would you have done? Think about it. Since the time in these few months, we haven't stepped out and not to these places, especially a salon where a barber cuts your hair. But the character in my story wants to get a haircut. So is he able to do that successfully? Let's listen on and find out. So, if you're all ready, I'm going to share my screen now for you to join me on this roller coaster ride of the story of the annual headache haircut once again. All right, everybody, if you can see the story, can you please show me a thumbs up if you can see it clearly? Very well. Excellent. The story today I'm presenting to you is the annual haircut day. Once again, it certainly looks interesting. But can you all see that the story has been written in the pandemic in the COVID-19 days? So, everybody, even the animal in the story, is wearing a mask. I hope you remember to wear your masks when you step out, even for a little while. This story is written by author Rohini Nilekani and the illustrator is Angie and Upesh. An illustrator, my dear friends, is somebody who draws the pictures in a storybook. We'd like to thank Pratham Books for this lovely share for publishing this book and bringing it out for us. So, without much ado, let's listen on to the story of the annual haircut day once again. Parvati, look at this calendar, shouted Sringeri Srinivas, the banana farmer. I have made a promise to the gods that I must cut my hair on this annual haircut day, as he shows Parvati, his wife, the calendar on which he has marked his annual haircut day. Well, don't ask me, Parvati said. You know how much work I have to do now. So much of extra work. There is cooking and the cleaning and the farm work. I also have to teach children and make them do their homework. Today, oof, I'm so already overworked. I have no time to cut such long hair of you. Huh? Why should I ask you? Why do I need you? Thinks Sringeri. He looks puzzled and confused. What should I do? Aha! He thinks and he thinks. He thinks and he thinks. Well, as usual, I will go to Bhimanna, the barber. Aha! The barber is somebody who cuts your hair. You get your hair trimmed or you get it designed and styled by him in a salon. Uh-oh, he suddenly remembered. Bhimana's barber shop was closed. It was closed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. There was lockdown everywhere. Neighbor Shivana's family was in quarantine. His uncle had caught the virus. Oh, it is not safe to step outside. There are so many restrictions, and I don't want to bring the virus back and infect my family. It's better to stay at home. The village, the country, and in fact the whole world was so troubled by this one little virus which we can't even see. It's called the SARS-CoV-2. The virus was very dangerous. Many people had really become very sick. Sringeri Srinivas peeped out of his gate. Screech! The main road of the village was quiet. Everybody was inside, sitting in their homes and working. He could see the shop, the closed barber shop. in a distance. Uh-oh, what do I do? He was very furious and angry and very disheartened. He snapped and he came out with a frown. He growled, am I going to let this little tiny virus prevent me and keeping my promise to the gods? Never, never, you hear me? He turned to the children, who scuttled away and ran inside. Never. He picked up the phone, and you know who he called? Yes, he called Bhimanna the barber. Train, 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 train. Hello, who is it? How are you, my friend? This is Sringeri. You know, it's my annual haircut day today. Can you help me? Like last year, you cut my hair. What do you think, boys and girls? Bhimanna would have replied. Well, 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 he was eating a banana. He ate and he ate. In a kind voice, he said, Sringeri Anna, you know how I cannot help you this time, though I would have loved to. Why not? Well, not until the lockdown is lifted. It is dangerous for both of us. Also, I want to obey the law. Please find another way. I don't want to get the virus and neither infect you or pay a fine. Please, I can't help you at all. Oh boy, what shall I do? Sringeri was upset. Nobody's going to help me. Even the tigers cannot help me now, wailed Sringeri. Well, what has tigers got to do with this haircut? That's a story that I'm going to share with you some other time for sure in another book. Suddenly, little Uma stepped out bravely to help her angry father. Appa, Appa, until the lockdown is over, why don't you try a new hairstyle? We will help you, Appa, she told her father. A new hairstyle, he thought. Soon all the children and his wife Parvati were helping him together as family. The children crowded around their father. Shiva checked the internet to find new ways to style their hair. Shankari pulled a chair, a comb, and a mirror. Little Uma found some pins and some ribbons to tie Sringeri's long hair. And finally, the children had a jolly good time styling Sringeri's long and thick hair into many shapes. They tried the Deva's pose, they tried the Rakshas hairstyle, they tried a simple pose like that of a priest, and finally, they even tried to make a tree, a coconut tree on his hair. Many, many shapes that you and me can't even imagine. You all can try that too. But hey, hey, be cautious. Even their mother, who was free by all the work, helped. She was so, so happy to see her husband so relaxed on this annual haircut day, as he was really upset because he had to get his haircut done. But the pandemic prevented him from doing so. So it was the best time of the family. Everybody was together and they enjoyed so much since the lockdown. So what if we can't step out? We can do so much as a family together, boys and girls, inside sitting at home, isn't it? And I'm sure you must be doing those activities daily with your parents, with your brothers and sisters, with Dadu and Dadi, with Nanu and Nani, and everybody. Idea! Idea! Suddenly, I have an idea! Shouted Sringeri, jumping out of the chair. All the combs, pins, and ribbons just went flying about. He just rushed out of the chair and he stepped out of his house. Yes, but not without a mask. He rushed out and his son took out the mask to give it to him. You can't step out without a mask these days, Daddy. Sringeri Srinivas stormed out of the house, out of the farm gate, right onto the village street. His family followed him one by one. Deva re Deva, oh my gods, he said, waving his hands at the sky. I have just the right idea to keep my promise. His family stepped out, all keeping the mask on their faces so that nobody else they could get in touch with and avoid getting infected. Oh, what do we see here? Everybody started peeping out from their doors and windows and their houses. They wanted to know what was going on. What was all this ruckus all about? You could see everybody, just about everybody on the street or inside their houses, trying to catch a glimpse of this man's antics. Sringeri Srinivas was so loud that all the villagers peeped from their homes. And some of the youngsters even came out, but wearing their masks. Because as you know, you cannot step out of your house even for a little minute without wearing the masks. That is the only thing that will keep you safe, boys and girls. The cows, moo, moo, they all ambled up together with him. The monkeys, they all keep swinging by. Even the monkeys were interested in knowing what was happening. The birds flew by closer. Even the birds were very much interested. The dogs, woof woof, woof woof, woof woof. The dogs also pricked up their ears to listen what's going to happen now. After so many weeks, something really was happening in the village. After so much of quiet and silence, there was something, there was some incident. Everyone was curious. What's going to happen now? Devare, oh gods, oh my gods, I had a promise made to you that I would cut my hair on this auspicious day every year. And I have kept my promise. Even on that day when the tiger had helped me. Now, this is another story which I will bring to you in some other time. So, do stay tuned for that. But gods, as he talked to the gods up in the sky, gods, because of this virus and all, I cannot get a good haircut. So, I am going to make a new promise. And the promise is, until our scientists find a cure, a vaccine for this illness, I will not cut my hair. Aha! Now that's another promise? A promise after a promise? Oh boy! And even if my hair becomes as long as the king cobra in my cousin's village, even if my hair becomes as long as a sari, the sari is really long, you know that. Fight, Shankari, Amma sari, yay! Aha, yes, like Parvati, my wife, sorry, he thought. I'm not going to cut my hair at all. I will let them grow nice and long and strong. I'm going to oil them up, get a nice massage from my children and my wife, and tie them up in different styles. Now then, they will be manageable very easily. And of course, wash them once in a while. I'm sure you must be doing the same, kids, for your hair. Keep them safe and keep them healthy. Well, even then, I will not cut my hair. Snip, snip, snip. Not until our scientists and doctors succeed till they find a cure and a vaccine for this pandemic, this virus. Once I get the vaccine, I can step out with less fear. And I will make a donation to help them too. Sringeri swore as he put his hand to his heart. The whole village roared in approval. Yay, 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 we support your cause, we support it, yay, that's lovely. And everybody was super excited at this thought. And you know what happened after that? Try taking a guess, boys and girls. Something really unimaginable. Everybody was super excited. The animals, the people, the old people, the youngers, the kids, the birds. Somebody picked up a drum. Dum da dum da dum dum da dum da dum dum da dum da dum. They started playing so happily. Bhairappa, the old man, started singing la 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 la. The little children began dancing. Hooray! Yippee! Yahoo! Yoo-hoo! They tried to, though, stay best apart because of the pesky virus. You know, we cannot come closer to each other, closer beyond a meter. Animals and the bird, the hen, everybody was super excited. Moo! And everybody else. And then the news of Sringeri's promise reached far and wide. He became a sensation for the promise, for the vow that he had taken, for the pledge that he had taken. Sringeri Srinivas was doing such a special penance for the health of this village and for the world. He was trying to be safe, and by doing that, he was keeping everybody else safe by not stepping out of his house. Everybody started talking about Sringeri's promise. The animals were also quite excited. The news flashed. People started thronging his house. They wanted to interview him and bring the media was around. It was out in the papers and the magazines. People started interviewing him. They wanted to talk about him. People started loving the SS Farms banana halwa. This was the place in his village where they wanted to eat, but they could not step out. They all stepped out now wearing a mask. They had already doted on Lakshmi the cow that went moo. When the lockdown was lifted a little, they pledged that they would come and see Sringeri Srinivas's long, amazing hair and take selfies with him. Many villagers were now inspired to grow their own hair too. I hope our scientists find a cure soon, prayed Parvati. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to manage this hair of his. She was praying, standing outside the village temple. And you know who else was praying? Well, I really hope so too, whispered Bhimanna the barber. Poor guy, he was out of work because of the pandemic and nobody would visit his shop. But that was okay as long as we curtailed the spread of the virus. But he definitely needs to get back to work, like all of us, don't we? Only once the virus, the pandemic is in control will people come to his shop and take a lot of precautions. On the other hand, Sringeri was really excited. His children helped him carry his hair wherever possible. He tied them into different styles and he really looked really nice and different. He managed them well, got them oiled, washed them, and took care of it. And everybody thanked him that he was doing a great service to the village. So, my dear boys and girls, this brings me to the end of the story. Now, what do you think is a pandemic? A pandemic, yes, is a disease that spreads very quickly throughout the world and especially by touch. That's the reason we have to be safe. Now, how can you be safe? And how can you prevent and do your little bit in spreading the COVID 19? You need to stay indoors. Yes, I'm sure you're doing all of that. You need to wear a mask when you go out, even for a little while. You don't have to touch your face at all times. And when you're back, you have to wash your hands with soap nicely. And in places, if you cannot wash your hands, use a hand sanitizer to sanitize your hands before you touch your face. So, if you've listened to the story very well, I have a little quiz for you. The masks must cover, as you know, the mouth and the nose completely to prevent the virus from entering your system and spreading. So, who do you think in this picture that is flashing on your screen, who do you think is wearing the mask incorrectly in the above image? Type down your answers. I'm waiting in the chat. I'm looking at your answers. Very good. Yes, absolutely. It's Bhairappa, the singer, the old man. Everybody else has a mask on, but his mask has slipped because he is singing. Very good. My second question is, which of these should never be done? Spitting on the road, washing hands with soap often, or achoo, sneezing into your arm? Well, you should be washing your hands often. You should sneeze in your arm, achoo. That's easier, or into a handkerchief. But you should never ever spit on the road. And my third question is, in the story that we just shared, what do you think should be the distance between Sringeri and the man on the street? 1 meters, 10 meters, or no distance at all? Well, at least 1 meter. That's right, boys and girls. Thank you so much for sharing your answers. Good that you have given me these answers. Keep trying. And this brings me to the end of today's story, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did presenting it for you. Do remember all the do's and don'ts. I'm sure you must be taking a lot of precautions, and this is the only way to keep yourself safe and to keep everybody safe and healthy. So until next time, it's bye-bye for now, and keep reading and keep listening to